That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
You're right.
Resident Evil.
Survival horror. Survival horror games always leave us in a situation where you always ask yourself multiple questions. Am I safe? Am I in danger? Should I run away? Is my escape route clear? And when you approach the entity, you can see there's really no hope. Approaching you with such aggressiveness, leaving you no time to plan or to do a strategy, it really leaves you with a situation of desperation. That's what true horror is. This is Resident Evil. Well, technically it's a remake of the first Resident Evil, the classic one, and pretty much a remaster of the you get what I'm saying. Resident Evil is pretty much the game that curated survival horror. Well, technically it was Alone in the Dark, but we don't talk about the game because I don't know what's going on. Anyways, because of Resident Evil, a lot of games soon after got created, like Silent Hill, Fatal Frame. A lot of the game took inspiration, but trying to do their own twist. Instead of zombies, you get ghosts or whatever, entities or whatever. So that's really great. Anyway, I had a lot of experience with Resident Evil because when I was a kid, 11, I was tired of playing Pokemon, and when I booted up a Resident Evil game the first time, I really loved my experience. So yeah, anyway, like the usual, we're going to talk about story. I'm going to tell you where to go if you want to skip the story and not get spoiled. We're gonna talk about gameplay, music, atmosphere, the good stuff like the usual. So yeah, let's begin.
Alpha Team is flying around the forest zone situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we are searching for the helicopter of our compatriots, Bravo Team, who disappeared during the middle of their mission.
Haven't found it yet?
No, not yet, Brad. Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City. There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten.
When you start the game, you understand that Bravo Team went missing, and you, part of Alpha Team of STARS, aka Special Tactics and Rescue Service, the good, the strong policemen, the best police, got sent to go search for them. And once they arrive at the designated place, they quickly realize they weren't trained for this at all. After seeing one of their team members getting eaten alive, they decide to run to the closest thing to be safe, a mansion. It seems like a good idea since zombie dogs can't open doors, but there are worse things waiting in them inside the mansion.
There are only 3 STARS members left now. Captain Wesker, Barry, and myself. We don't know where Chris is.
Depending who you choose to play as during the game, the beginning hallway will be different. And so if you choose Jill, you're gonna be with Wesker and Barry. If you choose Chris, you're gonna be with Chris, Jill, and Barry. The only difference that changes is the story. You'll never see Barry and Chris's story, and you'll never see Rebecca and Jill's story. I don't know why, it's a bit weird. I think they didn't plan ahead. You'll understand why when I explain it more. Anyways, I played through Jill's story, so I'm gonna talk about her version of the story, okay? Anyways, eventually you will hear gunshot, and Wesker will tell you to investigate the kitchen room. But Barry tells you that he wants to tag along since him and Chris come a long way back. Anyways, when you arrive in the kitchen, Barry will investigate the blood on the floor and tells you that he hopes it's not Chris's blood. And he will tell you that he'll investigate it, so he tells you to proceed ahead. I don't know how you investigate blood. I guess he's flicking it, touching it with his gun, or he's just scared to go with me. I don't know, but it's funny. When you go to the next room, you'll encounter the very first zombie in the series, pretty much. This iconic moment. A zombie just feasting on one of the members of Bravo team. The very team that you're supposed to look for. Then Jill will start running for backup, and to Barry, because Barry is the man with the power. So Barry pulls out his magnum and proceeds to shoot it. I don't know why it took 3 magnum bullets to kill a zombie, but we're not gonna talk about that. And when it seems to be dealt with, they go see Wesker in the main hall. And as soon as you leave and touch the doorknob, the zombie will like, "Psych, you thought I was dead? I'm alive," and just leaves and opens the door, which surprises me. Mind you, this never happens during the game at all. They bust down doors, but they don't freaking open the door. Normally like a human. Once you get back to the main hall, you notice that Wesker has disappeared. Really suspicious, right? But whatever. Barry tells Jill to split up and they'll have a higher chance of survival, or at least finding Chris maybe. Okay, so here's gonna be some spoilers. I'm not gonna talk too much on the story since I want to talk more about the atmosphere, the feeling of horror and whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna put a number on the screen, so let's go. The first thing, as you'll notice when you progress the mansion, is that there's a lot of traps. Every corner seems like there's death. It seems like it was worse coming inside the mansion than staying outside, to be honest. Like I was reading someone's dying message and he popped out of the freaking closet without touching the closet door. It's like magically open, and he started chasing me. So I run out and there's another zombie. I don't know where the hell he came from. See? This mansion is dangerous. This is Resident Evil, being in a tough situation and getting out alive. Anyways, as you progress to the mansion, you'll encounter Richard, and as you can see, he was not as lucky as you. While you were encountering zombies, he encountered a big poisonous snake, and he will die if you don't find a cure for him. I was playing this on the PS4 version, so when you save him, you unlock a really nice trophy. I wonder what it means!
I'm okay.
Silly Richard, you will never be okay.
Richard!
Yep, he was going to die either way if you saved him. And in Chris's campaign, pretty much the same thing, but instead of a snake, it's a freaking shark. Yeah, tough luck, huh? Anyways, as you continue to the mansion and going in the back court or the graveyard, you will find many files talking about George Trevor. George Trevor is the architect of this mansion. He's the one who created the secret doors, secret rooms, and all that jazz. He did it for a man named Spencer. He didn't ask too many questions and thought it was just for his personal thing. So when they invited him to celebrate for what he'd done, he didn't have time since he was working, so he sent his family to go ahead without him. They killed his wife Jessica Trevor, and they kept his daughter Lisa Trevor in captivity since she was kind of special. They were trying to experiment with the viruses to make zombies. When George arrived and stayed for a few days, he started to feel like things were different. A lot of things were moved, there were more traps, and he felt like going back home. But they knocked him out. Spencer wanted him gone since he was the only one who knew the secrets too, since he's the one who built the place. When he woke up, he avoided the guards a lot of times since he knows the place by heart. And he found the shoe of his wife. That made him really stressed out and sad since it's his fault that his family got endangered. Then he fell in a hole and he died from starvation and thirst. Really sucks, huh? Anyways, back to Lisa Trevor. When she tried to escape with her mom and they killed her mom, they did so many experiments on her. She pretty much became this type of monster who was pretty much invincible. And they tried to fake her by making like duplicates of her mom, like people would dress as her mom to go like see her to calm her down, but she would rip their faces off and saying that they were not the real mom. Really weird, huh? After they were done with the experiments, they tried to kill her off and just put her in the cabin because she was dead. There was no use for her. But she managed to survive. And to make matters worse, you encounter her. And she is not pretty. All of her victims, the female victims, are on her face. She took all of their faces and put it on her. That's just really gross. Once you run away from her, you'll encounter Barry. Well, He's talking to himself in a room and talking about destroying stars. It seems like he's getting crazy, but it seems to be something more than that. It seems like he was talking to someone, but we don't really hear him that much. We only hear Barry. After that, you'll be in one of the worstest rooms in the entire game for only one enemy. Screw spiders. I hate spiders. They're disgusting. Why spiders? Anything but spiders. That's legit my worst fear. I cannot fight them. Let's put that in slow-mo. Look, the camera position. The position the spiders at. Slowly going behind me. No, I had enough. He made me flinch and I lost a shotgun bullet. Regardless, as you continue, you encounter Albert Wesker, your captain, remember? It's been a while. He'll tell you that Barry is a bit flaky, and he will tell you to continue your search in the mansion for stuff, I guess. Once you get back to the mansion, you'll encounter the most dangerous and deadly annoying freaking enemy in the entire series. The Hunter. These things are freaking dangerous and will take maybe all your health and maybe kill you. They're really powerful and dangerous. Did I say they were annoying? Because they're really annoying. As you progress, you encounter Enrico, the team leader of Bravo team. As you can see, he's wounded and he tells you that there's a traitor among the stars and that Umbrella is behind all this. But then he gets shot. As you progress, Barry will abandon you in a cave, leaving you to dead versus Hunters and Lisa Trevor. When you see him again, he tries to smooth talk his way out until he freaking points his gun at you, but Jill wasn't having it.
Start talking.
But then Lisa Trevor comes crashing the party, and you have a choice to do. Give Barry back his gun, or you don't. If you don't, he freaking dies and falls off by Lisa Trevor. If you do, well, he helps you kill him. Kill her, well, at least try. As you're fighting her, a tomb opens, and it seems like it's the remain of Lisa Trevor's mother. This makes Lisa sad and she kills herself by falling down the pit. Talk about a sad end, she was only a child too. Kinda. As you continue, you'll find a laboratory, and it seems that Umbrella is behind everything, including Wesker, as you can see him in this picture. I don't know why he's the only one wearing sunglasses inside, but whatever, I guess. They made a lot of bioorganic weapons, like the zombie dogs, zombie sharks, hunters, all that good jazz. When you see Wesker again, Barry will point a gun at your head. As you can see, he was working for Wesker all this time.
Thank you, Barry.
But this isn't his fault since Wesker threatened his family if Barry doesn't cooperate. Since Wesker is about to kill Jill here, he reveals all of his evil intention and his evil agenda. He shows her the Tyrant, his ultimate creation.
That's Umbrella's intention.
After Jill says a negative comment about the Tyrant, butthurt Wesker gets mad and immediately tries to kill her.
For the sake of this thing.
You know, I hate goodbyes.
Luckily, Barry comes through and saves us. But sadly, that doesn't stop Wesker from releasing the Tyrant. After releasing the Tyrant, Wesker says the worst line in the whole game.
Jill and Barry together. In hell.
Whoever thought that line was threatening at all needs to go seek help. But the whole game's voice acting and everything is a bit weird too. Maybe not as bad as RE1, but still. But I'll let it pass because it's funny as hell. Tyrant was after Barry and Jill, but when he overheard Wesker say that, he decided to slap him.
Premature.
Then slaps Barry too, because he needs some slapping too for betraying Jill. After you dispose of the Tyrant, Wesker will start the self-destruction sequence. After that, you need to escape with Barry, but you can save it Chris too. He's just rotting in a cell somewhere in the laboratory and you have a choice to save him, unless you're too scared. But the canon ending is that he survived, so what? Then you guys will go on top of the laboratory to send a signal to Brad. Brad is the helicopter guy that ditched you guys at the beginning of the game since he saw those dogs and he was not having none of that problem. But he came back because I guess he felt bad. But there's some bad news. The Tyrant is not dead. He is alive still. And he's gonna slap the beep out of everyone here. Like seriously, This dude doesn't slash them, he just slaps them. It's like that freaking commercial where that guy just slaps everyone.
What? Larry, what the hell are you doing? Larry, you can't just... Oh,
Larry! Oh, are you alright? How did...
When you awaken the tyrant, Brad will drop a missile. This is the only thing that can kill him because the tyrant is too powerful, too smart, and too fast. Now you have the ultimate weapon of the Resident Evil series. The missile always kills the boss no matter who it is, besides one that I'll tell you later. Once you catch him off guard, it's GG's for the tyrant. And the nightmare is finally over. If you played Chris's story mode, well, the tyrant will pierce through Wesker, and it seemed like it killed him, but he survived that. That's the only pretty much the difference. And you're with Rebecca. Rebecca is supposed to be in the helicopter too, but I guess they just forgot to include her. And you get a famous helicopter scene like in every ending of Resident Evil. Oh yeah, you get an explosion too, because there's no Resident Evil without an explosion. Our heroes can rest for now, but this was only the first one. The first time they experienced this. They didn't know that they would be doing this for the rest of their lives. They were ignorant for what was about to come in a few months. I feel like Resident Evil's remake's gameplay might turn off a lot of people if they never played any of the classic Resident Evil games. Unlike everything that came out after RE4, Resident Evil 1's remake is fixed cameras, meaning the camera will be positioned like almost anywhere, behind you, on top of you, in front of the hallway, at the end of the hallway, anywhere. For me, I don't really mind because I think it makes the game more intense, and sometimes you can't see what you're scared of and just makes it the atmosphere just a lot better. This game is pretty simple. You move around and shoot things that want to attack you. The hard part is saving ammo. You need to know when to use it, because if you have no ammo and there's an infected in front of you, you're gonna be screwed. Especially if it's a boss or something. It's not like everything after Resident Evil 4 where you can shoot everything on the screen and you won't be affected, or like there's no consequences. This game there will be consequences. You need to use your head more than being actually good, because actually there's a lot of puzzles too and you need to be creative with them. They're not too hard and not too easy, but they're the right difficulty in my opinion. But I like them a lot because it's like they're simple puzzles, but they're like so unique the way you interact with it. Hey, there's some puzzles that kill you if you don't solve them in matters of minutes. I find it hilarious, but it keeps you on your toes. Oh yeah, Resident Evil Remake is the only classic game that uses defense item. I don't know if Resident Evil 0 does it, I'm not too sure about that. But defense items are pretty much when you have a knife and the zombie grabs you, you can use that knife to like push him away for him to not hit you. But the knife will be gone since it'll be stuck in a zombie and you can't pick it up. Oh yeah, this game has a lot of backtracking, so if you love that, well, I'm good for you, but I can tell that some people, they hate that. I don't like it as much, but it's not that of a problem. But I'm saying you'll be backtracking a lot, especially when you like go to somewhere and you notice that the item is not in your inventory, then you have to go all the way back up to the other side of the mansion just to get it. Really annoying, but hey, it's part of the experience. That's how the classic Resident Evil were always like. Oh yeah, and when you're backtracking, please make sure you burn the zombies' bodies after you dealt with them. You might regret not burning them, trust me. I'm not gonna tell you why. If you just play the game, you will understand why. You're gonna have a hell of a surprise, man. You're gonna be happy. Yeah, and I think that's really it. I really liked my experience with Resident Evil Remastered. I think it's definitely there with one of my favorite Resident Evil games, which I'll tell you another time, because soon I'm gonna make a tier list of all the Resident Evil games that are in my opinion. Yeah, I'm gotta make it clear because I know people love getting mad at that. So yeah, really nice game, really fun game. I really consider you should play. It's a really good game. Everything, just the atmosphere, just the game in general was fun. Backtracking maybe not too fun, but when You know you can finish the game really quick. There's a lot of speedruns on the game that like lasts for 3 or 4 hours. Me, it took me quite a long time. It took 12 hours because I keep getting lost or forgetting that I don't have the item on me and I have to go back to the save box. Yeah, all that good jazz. But yeah, really fun game. I recommend it. Really good game. Anyway, I'll catch you guys next time, man. Like always, have a nice day.